US President Donald Trump has threatened to hit Iran very hard. As US media reported, he was considering renewed heavy attacks as soon as this weekend, including against energy infrastructure targets. Now, Trump said he is losing faith in talks with Iran, while US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent added that Washington is searching for Iranian assets all around the world so that the money can go to the Iranian people. Now, Trump and Bessent made the remarks on Iran at a cabinet meeting held at the Camp David Presidential Retreat in Maryland. Listen in.
We'll be hitting them. We'll be hitting them very hard. And, at some point they're going to say, we just can't take it anymore.
On your orders, we started in March 2025. In December of 2025, the largest bank in Iran collapsed. The central bank had to print money. Caused inflation. Now they got 180% inflation. They aren't able to pay their troops. And on your orders, we are searching for their assets all around the world, and that money will go to the Iranian people.
The remarks came as CNN reported that the US was planning fresh strikes on Iran as soon as this weekend. However, the report also cited US officials who cautioned that the strikes could also be called off last minute. Another report by CBS News suggested that US and Israel were jointly planning what it termed as the harshest bombing campaign aimed at Iranian energy infrastructure targets. The reports have caused stir in Iran, with the Iranian officials warning US and Israel against any such action. Iran's Tasnim, quoting senior security officials, said that attacks on Iran's infrastructure would be a form of recklessness. Tehran has reportedly prepared a comprehensive plan to respond to any potential American attack by targeting Israel and US energy infrastructure in the region. Now, amid these developments, US forces continue to enforce their blockade of Iranian ports. In a statement, the US Central Command said that Strait of Hormuz remains open for commercial vessel transit and Iran has no control over it. It further said that thousands of ships sailed through the international waterway in past 4 months. CENTCOM added that as of 30th of July, it redirected 30 commercial vessels, disabled 2 and boarded 2 to ensure full compliance, while it allowed nearly 30 ships carrying humanitarian aid to pass through the blockade. Now, on the other hand, supporters of Yemen's Houthi movement gathered in the capital Sana'a for an anti-Saudi rally, voicing support for the group's leadership as tensions with Saudi Arabia continues to escalate. Crowds filled the Sabine Square, waving Houthi flags and chanting slogans denouncing Saudi Arabia, the US and Israel. Meanwhile, a funeral was held in New York City for US Army Staff Sergeant Angel Rampersad, 2 weeks after she was killed in an Iranian missile strike on a US airbase in Jordan. Well, a flag-draped casket was carried into Calvary Assembly of God in a neighborhood of Queens before the service. Veterans and a color guard gathered outside as mourners entered the church, where funeral flowers and wreaths had been placed. The funeral was also attended by New York Governor Kathy Hochul and New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani.